Okay, I'm going to step through how I would go about assessing the blast radius of a security incident similar to this recent incident with Drift where access tokens were exposed. So let's assume that an attacker got a access token. They were able to make REST API requests against your Salesforce org and access your customer data. How would we go about figuring out what they had access to? Well, event monitoring does a lot of this for us. Well, it doesn't do it for us, but it contains the data that we need to assess the impact. You can view event monitoring data in this event log browser. It's going to have all the different event logs, and they're all stored in CSV format. Event logs are not, for the most part, there's a couple that are stored as S objects, but for the most part, it's stored as CSVs, which means you can't just write a Salesforce report against this data. You have to download the CSV and bring it into the BI tool of your choice. The event monitoring analytics app template does a lot of this for you. They're going to actually upload the CSVs to CRMA Analytics for you, do some data modeling, and create some canned dashboards. I'm going to go through how I would just access this data by writing my own reports, but suffice to say, you could open the event monitoring analytics app and access this data. We'll access some of this data just out of the box completely. But I've got this REST API with users data set because we're going to start with the REST API. That's kind of the first most important thing that we need to figure out. What REST resources were they connecting to? And I'm going to filter down by username. I'm going to focus on the username that was corrupted. And I'm going to focus on status codes that were successful. So I would assume those are where data would have actually been exposed. And I'm going to look at the resources that the bad actor was accessing. Composite API, I don't have any details about the composite API. I can see that they were looking at some bulk API jobs, and I can see that they were running some queries. Let's start with the bulk API job. So if I copy this URL and I put it into Workbench, this is going to give me the actual results that it's going to show me exactly what they got access to. So they got this CSV with all of our customers' names in it. It's not good. But for stuff like this query and this composite, like I can't see exactly what queries were run here. It's not contained in this data set. And in the out-of-the-box event monitoring app, I haven't seen this data available. But the data is available in our event logs. And so if you download this unique query resource or this composite API sub-request resource, you will be able to see the individual requests that were run as part of a composite request or the individual queries that were run as part of a query. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I downloaded the composite API sub-requests and the unique queries. I uploaded them to CRMA Analytics and created a new data set called REST API with composite sub-requests. This also contains the unique queries. And I'm going to take a look at what resources they were accessing. All right, so this is the same data set we were just looking at, but I want to see within the composite requests what resources were they pinging. And so I'm going to pull this in, and I can see within the composite request there's a query resource, and then they were also connecting to the contact object. Well, I want to see what actual query they ran. Well, since I brought in the unique query, I can do that. I'm going to pull in query identifier, and I can see that as part of that composite request, they were selecting ID, name, phone, website from account. Again, not good. They had access to all accounts in this scenario. If I remove this composite URI subgrouping, I will get all of the queries, specific query details that were being run as part of this. I'm going to filter this down a little bit, and I'm going to say I only want to look at the actual query. So I don't want jobs. I want that, that. Maybe that. Click apply. Okay, so this is going to show me all the queries that they ran. So before, all I could see was that they had run a query. Now I can see the actual query they ran. See, they got access to all opportunities, although they only got the name, the amount, and the stage of the opportunity. Name, annual revenue, website, phone from account, and then first name, last name, email from contact. All right, so that's an example of how you can pull in additional data, combine it with the existing data sets that the Event Monitoring Analytics app provides you to get some really good specific details on what data might have been exposed in a security incident. Let me know if you have any questions.